Good morning, you guys. Today's message is going to be from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. Once again, today's message is going to be from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. We're going to be talking about how Big Brother and a lot of higher ups are basically trying to play God and destroy his creation. So it says, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, rulers of darkness of the world. Now, I'm going to sound probably a little bit fired up on this one because I was studying a little bit earlier. And the more I studied, the more I got angry. These people are out of their mind. And when I say these people, I'm talking about the higher ups. So at nighttime, I would suggest if you guys stop looking at your cell phone so much, start looking up in the sky. There's, especially at nighttime, and they're so bold with it. It's like, no matter how much we complain, we can go to meetings in our neighborhood and trying to get the mayor and stuff on our team. Trust me, guys, it doesn't work. They're all in cahoots together. And basically, these weapons are called D-E-W. D-E-W. Basically, these are directed energy weapons. So once you may have a lot of energy and feel fired up, and then you go outside and you're not paying attention because you're so looking at your cell phone or maybe talking to family or even just observing the scene wherever you are. When these directed energy weapons hit you, there's three things that'll make you feel. One, lethargic. Two, tired. And three, you'll just get sleepy and weak out of nowhere. And these aren't anything, new technology. In fact, this stuff has been around for years. I just think a lot of people haven't really done a good job at just observing their surroundings and seeing what's going on. Guys, when these directed energy weapons hit you, they even do them at night. When you're trying to go to sleep, sometimes you'll hear a popping noise on your roof or sometimes on your window. It's these sick satanic higher ups, and I can't tell you exactly where they are, where they're doing this, but I'm 100% sure this stuff is going on. Some people have even complained about some of the side effects that these weapons do to you, and trust me, it'll make a person go crazy. Another thing I want to talk about is the man-made disasters. Yes, they are man-made, and I'm talking about HAARP. It's basically, you can Google this on your own time. It's basically a technology that's been around for decades, and you can look this up. It happened in 1954. It's called the Greada Treaty or Greada Treaty. Once again, it's called the 1954 Greada Treaty, signed under President Eisenhower. And these were basically the government admitting that we are in cahoots. When I say we, I'm talking about them. They're in cahoots with getting fallen technology from demons or fallen angels in exchange for bloodshed. So some of these things like Hurricane Katrina and a lot of these disasters in Florida and these tornadoes, it's a sick world that we're living in. I mean, who thinks of this kind of stuff? Old shriveled down, crawling over white men that's afraid to show their face, but they want to sit back and play God and act like, well, this one is, we want this neighborhood to die today. Well, this person is not rich enough, so let's make him die today. Dude, go away. I mean, my goodness, I wish I could see them face to face, one-on-one, because this stuff really just fires me up. Every time I have to look at this, it's them. It's always them. And I'm not afraid of them because it's just so obvious that it's them. And once again, guys, I'm kind of coming off hostile here because I've been holding this in. I've been really waiting to get this off my chest. But I'm just sick of them always trying to play God. And here's the funny part. They think they're playing God, but he's already 12 steps ahead of them. He already knew what they were going to do years ago. And then check this out. This is what they think they're going to do in the end times. Well, we got all this advanced technology. We'll just hit Yah by surprise, and we're going to hit him with something that he wants to come. You dummy. He can see everything even before you even thought that thought, he knew you were going to think it. And I'm just so sick of them. I can't wait till they go away. Humanity would be a lot better if it wasn't for them. I'm sick of the government. The other point I want to get across is called cloaking technology. So basically, this is where if you look up sometimes in the clouds, you can kind of sometimes see where they can make themselves appear invisible. And when I say them, I'm talking about fallen angels. Now, if you go to youtube.com, or you can research this information, you can basically see that they do a good job. It's called invisible technology. So they can appear if they want you to, because like lately they've been really, really bold and just, trying to show us who they are. And it's like, dude, I'm not afraid of any demons because I have the Most High Yahuwah on my side. And they're just so evil. And this is the sick part about it. They're doing this on the everyday on the everyday citizen, the person that's barely making it, the person that's trying to make, a little bit of money so they can pay the rent and make sure their kids and stuff are straight. This is who they're experimenting this sick stuff on. Another thing that you guys want to probably, like I said, in the daytime you see this, but just start looking up and you'll see what I'm referencing about. There's another thing called chemtrails, where there's these fake planes and fake aircrafts that are posing like planes, and they're spraying this crap in the air. And you can tell because sometimes like they'll come back, it'll be like crisscross, or there'll be X's in the sky. And these are metals and toxins that we're inhaling. And sometimes you wonder why like a lot of people are getting sick out of nowhere. It's because of the crap that they're putting in this air on these so-called airplanes. Now, once again, some of the planes that you do see, these are, normal planes. They're taking people to out of town on a, vacation or what have you. So regular planes do exist. But I'm talking about the ones, if you guys know what I'm talking about, maybe you guys can comment in the comment section, to where they're posing as planes, spraying crap in the air, laughing about it, and thinking they're getting away. Another thing, I know I'm kind of all over the place. I just got to get a couple more things off my chest and I'm going to be done. Another thing about how they're destroying God's creation. Guys, this is what we're up against. I'm sick of Anthony Fauci too. Him and Barack. I seen something about 11 months ago when the whole COVID thing was spiraling out of control. These two sick dogs went somewhere in Washington, D.C., and they're laughing and just smiling and experimenting on our children. When I say our, they're not physically mine, but I say our because we're all brothers and sisters in Yah, and I don't care what the race is, we all are brothers and sisters who accept him. But the point that I'm proving is that these two shriveled up men too, going around smiling, and the parents are so starstruck, they can't even think straight because it's Obama. This man has a lot of blood on his hands, and so does Fauci. They both should be locked up and and the key should be thrown away. I'm just sick. I can't explain how sick I am of them. And it's just normally it's them, and I can't help it. Every time you look around on the news, it's them. Another one, Bill Gates. I would never, ever let this go. And if these are Hispanics listening or whites listening, you guys you feel free to chime in. But I take this one personal because this is what he did to experiment on my race, the African Americans. I want to say this happened about 7 or 8 years ago. This sick dog intentionally created a vaccine, injured over, I want to say at least like over 2,000 or 3,000 kids. And this was so intentional that the president or the governor of that country told him to not come back. Think about this. Intentionally giving a vaccine to kids, intentionally poisoning them, and the side effects that these children had, my goodness, it was awful. I mean, it'll make anybody just like sad looking at the side effects of what they went through. Once again, Bill Gates has blood on his hand. This happened 7 or 8 years ago. He intentionally created a vaccine that injured thousands of kids in another country. I forget, it was somewhere in Africa. But the point is, they caught him red-handed and told him to never come back. And I'm so sick of him, his whole philanthropist. Dude, go away. I mean, my goodness, nobody cares. Nobody wants the vaccine. Nobody cares. Go away. I'm sorry, guys, I had to get that off my chest. And this is the last point I'm going to talk about. China creating, and this was like about a couple months ago, a fake sun. So from my understanding, they're doing this intentionally to basically their citizens over there. The sun is probably so scorching hot that when the residents go outside, they're probably getting so overheated. They're probably passing out, falling out. But the point is, the Heavenly Father gave us sun. He gave us clouds. He gave us these things to enjoy. But it's sick, old, rotten, low-down men sitting back trying to play God and destroy his creation and destroy his people. Last but not least, there was one more topic I was going to bring up, and it's called the Agenda 2030. This is another battle that we're up against. We're all eventually going to leave this earth. We don't know how, but there's an agenda called 2030 to where these elites are basically sitting around saying by 2030, they want to have half of the population wiped off. Some will be through vaccines. Some will be through just natural causes. Some will be what we put in our bodies. And then there's just some that are going to just die because the elites are going to probably come after us and, wipe us clean because they think we're a threat to their establishment. Once again, I know I was hostile. I know I was all over the place. This message was about Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, about how we wrestling against a wicked, wicked world, wicked, wicked elite, just wicked, wicked men and women who sit back and they have meetings. Like, for example, when you go to your family reunion, or you may go to IHOP, we sit around, talk, and have fun. This is what these sick men do. They get on these rich suits. They go to these restaurants, or sometimes in their own little underground bunkers or wherever they're having these meetings at. And they're sitting around laughing about how to create God's creation. Little do they know he let this happen. And let me get this too off real quick. Some may say, well, if God is so loving, why would he let all this happen? I know this sounds cliche, but I have to put this in there. Everything works for the good for those who love him. So, for example, if you do get hit with a directed energy weapon and the Most High, Yahuwah HaMashiach, blesses you with this information, he could be using this not to punish you or make you, get evil towards him. He could be basically using this to bring you closer to him, because you'll be surprised at some of the way he responds to his children. It's not always the way we would like, but he sometimes does these things or let these things happen to get our attention so we can draw closer to him. I'm just so fed up with this world. I can't change it. I'm only one little person. And it's about 12 million of them. It's just a rotten world that we live in. And then on top of it, the people in Michigan, think about this. They still don't have clean water. I seen somewhere too in Mississippi 2 months ago, they have brown water coming out of their faucets. And this is not by mistake. This is all done intentionally. You guys have a good day. I hope you pulled something from this message. This is about us citizens battling against the government, aka Big Brother. You guys take care. I hope you grab something from this. Take care and have a great morning.